All heavens sign in from Naruto, Chapter 121-140. Chapter 121 _ Do you really envy such a Naruto? On the way, Yifeng told Naruto the reason he had thought in advance. Kakashi and Sasuke are bedridden. Little Lee's bones were crushed by Gaara. So, the mission this time is to find a medical ninja named Tsunade. Let her come back to see a doctor for the three of them. To this, Naruto was instantly bursting with energy. He said, "The future happiness of the three of them to me, Uzumaki Naruto." ... Next, three set off from Konoha together. Along the way, Jiraiya chatted with Yifeng about the meaning of ninja. This made Naruto look dumbfounded. Ninja. It's not about doing tasks to make money, and then use the earned money to eat delicious food. Such a simple thing. What are they discussing? But what they said was so serious, we didn't dare to say it, and we didn't dare to ask. Hey, sometimes I'm really envious of the amount of masturbation. You don't have to think about anything, just do it. Jiraiya sighed. Really, I think your envy is a bit blind. Did you know that before Naruto became a ninja, he couldn't even afford a bowl of ramen? You have to buy milk that is about to expire. If you don't drink it in time, it will really expire. Do you really envy this kind of life? Yifeng shook his head. He never forgets watching other people eat ramen at Ichiraku. He was drooling greedily. The poor kid who finally found himself unable to eat ramen. So, without experiencing Naruto's childhood, what qualifications do others have to say that they envy Naruto? Hear Yifeng's words. Jiraiya was stunned for a moment, then shook his head with a wry smile. Hey, the third generation. Sometimes even my disciple can't understand what he is thinking. Uzumaki Naruto is the son of 4 generations of Hokage. Don't say anything else. The pension is a lot of money. But what? Sandemu deliberately concealed Naruto's identity and treated him as an ordinary orphan. Is he for money? Not even I really don't understand. Hey, what are you two talking about? Why are you referring to the 3rd generation grandfather again? Why can't I understand it at all? Naruto asked with a confused expression. Oh, nothing, let's talk about where to eat tonight. After all, Short Book Street is a very lively place. Yifeng smiled. ... Short Book Street. The Country of Fire is a very famous place to sell gold. It's here. Just have enough money. You can buy any service. In the past, Jiraiya likes to come here from time to time to let herself go. But didn't they come out to find Tsunade this time? What are you doing here? Yifeng, is Tsunade here? Are you sure? Jiraiya asked suspiciously. Although Tsunade's character should also like to gamble in the Short Book Street. But Jiraiya hasn't heard of Tsunade coming recently. Although she's not here yet, she should be here in a few days. Let's wait here first. After Yifeng finished speaking, he sighed. This task is only half a month away. I want to follow the script. I'm afraid not. So, Princess Tsunade, you must not let me down. ... Golden Hook Casino. One of the largest casinos on Tanner Street. After Yifeng and the three came to Short Book Street, they first found a hotel to stay. Then, Yifeng ordered a takeout for Naruto and left him alone in the hotel to practice chakra. And Jiraiya came to the Golden Hook Casino. Chapter 122 _ Ninja 3 Forbidden. Yifeng, I brought you out to find Tsunade, not to teach you bad things. Although I didn't bring you to the casino, you brought me to the casino. But if you are told by your father after you go back, he will definitely not believe it, and he will definitely have to come to my theory again. Can you please not give me such trouble? Jiraiya kept muttering behind Yifeng. Ninjas have 3 bans. Drink and gamble with women. Although Jiraiya has broken all 3, Yifeng is still a child after all. I'm afraid I'll learn badly, aren't you? Why didn't you worry about it when I begged me to update you with the royal novels? Yifeng glanced at Jiraiya. Double standard. Too double standard. I didn't expect you, Jiraiya, with thick eyebrows and big eyes, to be a double standard person. Took Jiraiya around the casino. Finally, the two came to an area dedicated to gambling dice. Yifeng pulled out a chair. Sat down. Boy, this is a special gambling area. If you are a newbie, you should go to those public areas to bet. A strong man gave Yifeng an arrogant look. Express. This is not a place for children to play. It's right to bet, that's what I play. Yifeng took out a stack of silver tickets and put them on the table. Not too lazy to talk nonsense with each other. It directly shows the strength. Yo, it turns out to be a rich kid. The big man's eyes lit up, showing an excited look. The bet here is simple. The two fought. Whoever rolls the most dice wins. The strong man looked at the silver ticket Yifeng put on the table. He licked the corner of his mouth. I thought the other party was a kid who went to the wrong place. Unexpectedly, it was a big fat sheep. So the gamble begins. First round. The two each pressed 30,000 silver votes. The big man picked up a dice cup. Handsomely, he put the 3 sieves on the table into it. Subsequently. Rustling. Sassy. Shake non-stop. Snapped. When the big man felt about the same, he put the sieve cup on the table. Open. 3, 4, 5. Boy, it's your turn. The big man put the dice cup on the table again, and looked at Yifeng Dao with a different look. Good. Yifeng glanced at him casually. Picked up 3 dice. Just throw it on the table. 6, 6, 6. Grunt. The burly man swallowed. Although 3, 4 and 5 are not small, they are far from 6, 6 and 6. HMPH, your luck is really good, come again. This one. The stake was raised to 50,000 taels. The burly man rolled the dice more carefully than before. 2, 5, 6. Then. Yifeng threw it casually again and it was a set of 6, 6, 6. Ah, this. Big brother, this kid is really evil, said the little brother next to the burly man. Humph. Come again. This time you come first. The big man took out another 50,000 taels of silver tickets, and was very arrogant at the gambling table. I don't believe you can still get 6, 6, 6. Dayan has never been to school. I didn't study probability. But he was right. No one can throw 6, 6, 6 in a row. But this time he obviously encountered a hang-up. Yifeng's points are again 6, 6, 6. Kid isn't supposed to be an old man, right? The big man frowned. At this time, Jiraiya swallowed her saliva, leaned against Yifeng, and reminded in a low voice. Yifeng, if you are caught in a casino, the consequences will be very serious. Chapter 123 _ The dice are really big and round. The dice are from the casino. I just threw it at random. What kind of money do I have? If anyone feels unconvinced, they can change the dice with me to play. Yifeng shook his head indifferently. Out of the old 1,000. Completely non-existent. We rely on technology, you just can't understand it. Next. Another unconvinced guy took his own dice and began to challenge Yifeng. But no matter what Yifeng throws, as long as the dice stops, it must be 6, 6, 6. Even. A buddy secretly gave Yifeng his specially made dice that had been poured into the water. Result. The night wind is still 6, 6, 6. Let the gamblers check. How to observe. There was no problem with Yifeng at all. As if only the dice passed through his hand. It becomes 6, 6, 6. It's so amazing. That's it. 3 hours have passed. Is there anything else you want to bet on? As long as you're betting on dice, I can accompany you to the end. Yifeng had an extra handful of silver tickets in his hand, and looked at the melon-eating crowd around him. On the other hand, some people proposed to gamble with Yifeng on something else. But they were all rejected by Yifeng. He just has a soft spot for dice. Damn it. Tomorrow I will find a master. If you are a master, he will be able to see it. Yes, I know that old man too. I'll call him tomorrow. However, they still can't escape the fear of being dominated by 666. Next. 2 days in a row. With one hand, Yifeng has made quite a name in the casinos of the short book street. This made Jiraiya look amazed. No one can throw the same number of points every hand. But Yifeng did it. The casino did not come forward to find Yifeng's trouble. This means, at least from a casino level, they also did not find Yifeng cheating. Could it be that Yifeng's luck is really so awesome? No wonder people don't make money by writing books. Yifeng, I'm not going to gamble with you tonight. Keep a low profile and be careful of being targeted. Jiraiya has been gambling with Yifeng for 2 consecutive days. Although at first he felt amazing. But after a long time, Jiraiya just felt dull. Anyway, how to throw it is 666. What else is there to look at? Since we arrived at Short Book Street, of course, I have to meet the old friends from the past. The night of the 3rd day. After Yifeng gambled a few times in the casino, no one dared to play dice with him anymore, so he had to go back to the hotel board. A man drank booze. The fame is out. Tsunade should come if he's a good bet. Since Tsunade will appear in the short book street soon. So, this means that she should be active in the country of fire now. For a qualified gambler, if she knew that someone could put all 6 or 6, she would definitely be curious and want to come and see for herself. And Tsunade is such a gambler. So, when the night wind got up the next day, Tsunade appeared in front of Yifeng with 3 dice in his hand. The dice are very white. Amount not. The dice are huge. Wrong. The dice are white and big. Anyway, it is very powerful. In the early morning, you climbed into my room through the window. If my friends found out, you might think we did something last night. Tsunade quietly. There was a hint of laughter in the corners of his eyes. It's not a loss to be a big fat sheep in the ninja world, and his behavior is so unexpected. Chapter 124 _ The scenery is infinitely good. Che, you little brat, is that what they call Yifeng? Tsunade narrowed his eyes, pinched his waist, and walked to Yifeng's bed. His face was drawn very close to Yifeng. Watch him carefully. Apart from being handsome, this kid is a bit more handsome. Nothing special either. Why can he win every gamble, and my mother will lose every gamble? Grunt. Yifeng swallowed. Can't really blame him. Tsunade just bent over, so close to him. Great scenery at a glance. Tisk tisk. Even though Yifeng has a lot of experience in his previous life. But, in certain aspects, Yifeng is willing to call Tsunade the strongest. That's right, I'm Yifeng, do you have something to do with me? The night wind settled down. Yifeng's purpose is to attract Tsunade to Tanso Street. He made it. So, the next thing is easy to do. I heard you play dice very smoothly. Tsunade straightened up and looked down at Yifeng. It's okay, it's actually just luck. Yifeng shrugged. Che, isn't your luck a bit better then? Tsunade was playing with 3 dice in his hand, obviously not convinced. Hey, when luck comes, I can't stop it. But to be honest, life always has its ups and downs. Although I won money by gambling dice, I lost my troubles, and I was helpless. Yifeng said shamelessly. Damn it, get up and take a gamble with the old lady. Tsunade's mouth twitched. He scooped Yifeng's cup with one hand. Then, she saw the unique scene of Yifeng, that man. Tsunade's face was slightly yuhi. Turned away. Stinky bastard. He is so magnificent at such a young age. You can't blame me. It's normal for me to be a little bit special when you ran to my bed in this early morning. Yifeng smiled nonchalantly and put on his clothes. Don't look at Tsunade as 50 years old now. Also talked to a boyfriend. But the two of them belong to that kind of heart-to-heart boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. The two are also very busy with their usual tasks. Not many times to meet. He didn't even pull his hands. So, Tsunade saw Yifeng's stingy appearance. Also a little shy. Don't talk nonsense, have you finished your clothes? Tsunade's mouth twitched. Just a kid. She also doesn't know why she wants to face Yuhi. Okay, you can turn around now. Yifeng smiled and took a chessboard as a gambling table. Well, I've been a little tight lately, so I'll take a small bet. How about 3,000 taels? Tsunade's cheeks twitched. Yuhi. Tsunade has been having bad luck lately. She had lost a lot of games in a row before coming to Short Book Street. There's really no money left. If it weren't for her being too curious, she won't bite the bullet and come to Yifeng to gamble on the sieve. Oh, it doesn't matter, I'll take it all, as long as it's dice. Yifeng said while looking at Tsunade. Big benefits. Little fun. Only experienced everything. That is the complete life. Stinky boy, where are you looking? Mother is about to start. Tsunade tightened his collar, but it was useless. After all, although the tight clothes covered some scenery, it made the outline of some welfare more clear. Especially, there's no such thing as a Hokage ninja. So, two things stand proudly in the clouds. As the mountains rise and fall. That scene. Fabulous. Chapter 125 _ Aren't you afraid of losing your whole body? Just when Yifeng was yearning for beautiful things, Tsunade has already started to operate the dice. I saw her palms together, put the dice in the palm of her hand, and closed her eyes. Sassy sassy. The 3 dice rolled and collided in Tsunade's palm. Finally, Tsunade feels about the same. Snapped. She pressed the sieve against the gaming table with her backhand. Eyes opened. Give me some strength. Open. Tsunade carefully turned the back of his hand. Then, that touching point appeared. Damn it. 112. It's only 4 o'clock. Look at the dice on the table. Tsunade was speechless. She really can't understand. She is the princess of the Senju clan. One of the Sanins that used to be in Konoha village. Why is her luck so bad? Can't figure it out. But Yifeng smiled indifferently. It's normal for Tsunade to have bad luck. After all, the luck of the entire Senju family. Senju Hashirama has 8 buckets and Senju Feijian has 3 buckets. The rest of the Senju clan accounted for 2 shakes. Tsunade dominated the -3 buckets. So, there is nothing wrong with losing every gamble. I'm coming. Yifeng picked up the dice and threw it on the gaming table. Da da da, da da da. The dice kept rolling and colliding on the table. Finally, the 3 dice revealed the same number. 1 o'clock. Huh, my mother can win even with 4 points. Tsunade had already planned to give up the treatment. But when she saw that Yifeng had only 3 points in total, Tsunade couldn't help but laugh. Humph. Who said that the old lady must lose every time she gambles? Won't your conscience hurt? Come again. Tsunade was enthused. Win or lose. This is the rule of the gambling world. The second one. Tsunade's points are small again. But Yifeng's points were just a little smaller than Tsunade's. Tsunade won again. Huh. Okay, little brother, why didn't my sister meet you earlier? Ha 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 ha. Tsunade smiled happily. She has been in the gambling world for decades. It's always been about losing more and winning less. She has never been so happy with her gambling today. Today. No matter how she throws the dice. Sit and throw. Standing throw. Lying down and throwing. Throw it on your brother. Throw it anyway. Yifeng's points are always a little lower than hers. That's it. Half an hour passed. Tsunade's arms were already stuffed with silver tickets. Earn a lot of money. What you said really makes sense. Life is so wonderful. Although the old lady won the bet, she lost her troubles. Ha 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 ha. Tsunade stupidly clicked the silver ticket in his hand. Just grabbed a hand. Want to continue as a bet. The old lady rushes to lose, let alone win. But this time, a shadowy figure jumped in from the window. Tsunade-sama, didn't you say you were going to buy breakfast? Why did you end up in someone else's room? Shizune frowned when he saw that Tsunade was gambling. Going to the strange boy's room early in the morning to gamble. Are you not afraid of losing your body to others? Ha, Shizune, don't make a fuss, I'm so lucky today. Look at the silver tickets I won, more than 700,000 taels. Tsunade's eyes were raised, and the corners of his mouth were raised, as happy as a erha. Huh. Shizune saw that Tsunade had quite a few silver tickets in his arms. She couldn't help frowning. This can't be done. Can my Tsunade-sama win money? Shouldn't it be someone else's game? Then, Shizune pulled Tsunade aside. He asked carefully what had just happened. After listening, Shizune's face sank. Chapter 126 Hokage, High-Risk Occupation. Swish. Shizune instantly appeared behind Yifeng. A kunai glowing blue and exhausted touched Yifeng's neck artery. Tell me, who the hell are you? What are your plans to contact Tsunade-sama? Shizune was calm. After she listened to Tsunade's description, the problem was found immediately. Each one is no more, no less, just a little smaller than the Tsunade. And this make it clear that he lost to Tsunade on purpose. Want to flirt? Or is there another plan? Actually, Tsunade under normal conditions is also calm. But it was rare for her to win so happily. What kind of conspiracy and tricks to consider? Gamble enough first. Actually, the gambling table is the fairest. If you admit defeat, what is your intention? You are right, Miss Shizune. Yifeng smiled lightly. Although Shizune's kunai is deadly in the night wind. But Yifeng's wind is definitely faster than Shizune's fingers. Shizune froze for a moment. Subsequently, there was a biting chill in her eyes. This is the first time you meet me, and you know my name. You said you didn't have any intentions. Shizune shouted. At this time, Tsunade has also come away from the joy of winning. She pulled out a chair and sat down, crossed Erlang's legs, and looked at Yifeng calmly. Kid, thank you for letting me win so many games. I'm very happy. Tell me, what's your purpose? Tsunade is a very fair guy. Although she saw that Yifeng mostly had other purposes. But you can make your mother happy. I will give you a chance to explain. If you want to gamble with money, you can come to me, and others will be responsible for other things later. Yifeng shrugged, smiled indifferently, and said, well, he's already here. Yifeng's voice just fell. The door suddenly opened. Had not returned all night, appeared at Yifeng's door with breakfast. Ah, this. Young people are exciting, early in the morning, playing cosplay Tsunade. No wonder the royal novels are so well written. Jiraiya is a little confused. Obviously not sober. I don't know how many dishes. Drink like this. Since, Lord Jiraiya, why are you here? Shizune was also stunned. Could this kid be with Jiraiya? Hear Shizune's voice. Jiraiya's drunkenness finally cleared up a little. Where are you playing cosplayer? This special code is the real Tsunade. ... Soon. Naruto was also called by Yifeng from the next room. The three sat side by side on the bed, waiting for the two beauties to be questioned. Jiraiya, what the hell are you doing? What's going on with the two of them? Tsunade glanced at Jiraiya. Look at this status. Don't ask. Must have gone for a drink. At such an old age, he hasn't made any progress at all. Snort. That's it. Jiraiya uses chakra to force the alcohol out of her body. Then, he briefly explained to Tsunade the purpose of his visit. Then, unsurprisingly, he was rejected by Tsunade. I refuse, I'm not interested in being Hokage. Hokage is the most boring job in the world and the most dangerous job. Tsunade held his chin. Replied casually. Tsunade's great-grandfather Senju Hashirama died for the village. Tsunade's second grandfather, Senju Tobarama, also died for the village. Tsunade's nephew and Jiraiya's disciple, Namikaze Minato, still died for the village. Now, Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tsunade's teacher, survived until his later years, but died for the village. So, such a high-risk occupation. Tsunade felt very inappropriate for her to do it. Tsunade, Sandemu has done a lot of stupid things in his life, but he passed down the will of fire of Konoha village. If you don't go back to serve as Hokage, this kind of will be destroyed in Danzo's hands, but it's your grandfather's will. Jiraiya said while looking into Tsunade's eyes. Although Tsunade kept saying that she did not want to go back to Konoha village. But Jiraiya knows. Tsunade definitely has feelings for Konoha village. After all, it was a village founded by the Senju family. Tsunade just left the village for too long. Jiraiya, needless to say, what I have decided will not change. If you want to continue to convince me, then only goodbye. Of course, if you want to gamble with me twice, I can accompany you, and my luck seems to be pretty good today. Tsunade listlessly fiddled with the big, round dice. Hokage. High-risk occupations. Once the two villages go to war. The shadow of a village must be the enemy's primary assassination target. This is also why Tsunade cannot become Hokage. Because she has hyperphobia. This weakness is deadly. Seeing Tsunade's resolute attitude, Jiraiya shook his head helplessly and glanced in Yifeng's direction. Tsunade they found it though. But if Tsunade won't go back, what's the use of finding it? Hard to do. Is Konoha village really going to fall into the hands of Shimura Danzo? At this time, Yifeng suddenly stood up, looked at Tsunade and said with a smile, Tsunade, I'll take another bet with you. I bet Uzumaki Naruto can defeat you in one move, do you dare to bet? Everyone heard Yifeng's words. All stunned. Especially Naruto. Are you kidding me? I'm Uzumaki Naruto in the future though to be Hokage. But now I have a few pounds and a few tails, and I'm still very hard to count. This Tsunade mother-in-law is one of the Sannin with the same name as Jiraiya and Orochimaru. I beat him with one move. I can't even believe it myself. Boy, I'm one of Sannin, do you want to underestimate me? Tsunade made a mocking voice. Yes. The old lady is hyperphobic. But you don't know. And, even if you know I have hyperphobia. Want a genin to beat me in one move. Funny. Don't talk nonsense, just ask you to gamble or not to gamble. Yifeng said. Okay, I bet you, what's the bet? Tsunade looked at Yifeng and narrowed his eyes. Better than luck than gambling, maybe the old lady is a little worse. Than fighting. Scared of hair. The stakes are simple. If I win, you will follow us back to the village of Konoha to succeed the 5th Hokage. If I lose, I will teach you the skills of throwing dice, so that no one will dare to say that you are a big fat sheep in the gambling world in the future. How? Grunt. Everyone heard Yifeng's bet. They swallowed together. This bet is interesting. On the surface. Whether Tsunade wins or loses. She doesn't lose. To be honest. There's nothing wrong with succeeding the 5th generation Hokage. The big deal is that if you are not happy in the future, you will just step down. If she wants to leave, who can keep her? But Tsunade always felt that Yifeng was not that stupid. So, how could he make such a bet? Chapter 127 I have a mouthful of Naruto, but I can beat Sannin. NT helped laughing when he saw Tsunade's hesitation. Why, such a gamble also needs to be considered. Believe it or not, if I say something like that on the street, people who are willing to bet with me can line up from here to Kumogakure village. Tsunade glared at Yifeng, bit Kiba, and said, HMPH, bet. I don't believe that a genin can beat me with one move. Tsunade knew that Naruto was the Kyuubi, Nine-Tails, person Jinchuriki column force. But the human Jinchuriki column force wants to control the power of the tailed beast. It is also necessary to continuously cultivate and develop it. Jinchuriki column force of people of this age. Even if it explodes, she is not afraid either. Okay, in that case, Jiraiya, let's go. Yifeng smiled. In a small wood on the outskirts of Short Book Street, Yifeng pulled Naruto to his side and whispered, Naruto, the future of the village is in your hands. Naruto suddenly felt himself Alexander. Well, Yifeng, although I also saw that mother-in-law Tsunade was a little unhappy, how could I defeat her with one move? What do you want me to do? Naruto asked with a confused look. Remember that jutsu, it's the ninjutsu I discussed with you on purpose, just use that move to defeat her. Yifeng winked at Naruto. But does that really work? Naruto looked suspicious. Don't worry, it's absolutely effective, Yifeng said, patting his chest. Naruto saw that Yifeng had such confidence in him. He was also heartbroken. Stand opposite Tsunade. Then, let's start, Naruto said. Che, kid, listen to me, I'm one of the dignified Sannin. To deal with a kid like you, I only need to use one finger to defeat you. Tsunade pinched his waist. He stretched out a finger as delicate as an onion. Point to Naruto. Hey, don't look down on me, you old woman. I'm a man recognized by Yifeng. Naruto pouted. Done. His index and middle fingers were crossed. Ultimate Ninja, Naruto Profound Truth, Reverse, Harem Technique. Bang bang bang. For a moment, countless handsome men appeared out of thin air. All without clothes. They were all muscular, well-proportioned, and all handsome. Then, they flirted and rushed towards Tsunade together. That moment, Shizune spit out 2 tubes of nosebleed and fell to the ground. Tsunade held on for a second though. But that was sheer confusion. Puff. Tsunade's nostrils also spewed profuse nosebleeds. Fell to the ground. See this scene. Uzumaki Naruto jumped up happily. Haha, I really won, I'm really a genius, you can see it, Yifeng, I won, ha ha ha. Today, Uzumaki Naruto actually defeated one of Sannin. Sakura when I get back to the village. After seeing her, will she dare to say that my harem technique is boring ninjutsu? Naruto, you are really the ninja #1 by accident. Jiraiya shook her head. Multiple shadow clone is a forbidden technique for other ninjas. The kind that kills. But for Naruto, can it still be used like this? Speaking of, since this ninjutsu just now is called reverse harem technique, then, is there a right harem technique? It seems. I still want to communicate more with Naruto in the future. Ha ha ha. Chapter 128_C. Rolling the dice is as simple as that. Jiraiya secretly sighed in her heart, and was about to go to help Tsunade up. But he suddenly realized that Tsunade's mental state was somewhat abnormal. Although Naruto's profound meaning just now was very exciting. But that's not going to be the case, is it? At this time, Shizune had climbed up from the ground, and she quickly ran to Tsunade's side, wiping the nosebleed from her face. Tsunade-sama, are you all right? Shizune's eyes revealed a distressed look. After the blood was wiped clean, Tsunade's mood finally began to slowly return to normal. She stood up from the ground, glanced at Jiraiya lightly, and said, "I understand now. I have suffered from hyperphobia for a long time, and I can't breathe when I see blood, so it's not that I don't want to do Hokage, but that I am really qualified to do Hokage." Tsunade is one of Sannin, but her fighting ability is much inferior to Jiraiya and Orochimaru. Her feature itself is medical. But a medical ninja suffers from hyperphobia. Such a ninja. How is it possible to be a Hokage? But Uzumaki Naruto suddenly glowed at this moment. Mouth escape mode is on. Naruto said, "Whether you can be a Hokage or not. Anyway, I will definitely become Hokage in the future. I'm going to be Hokage anyway. Even if I die I will be Hokage. Do you understand my spirit?" It is clear. Tsunade got it. She actually saw the shadow of her brother Naoki and lover Kato Dan in Naruto. The most amazing thing is, she suddenly felt that her hyperphobia was getting better. To this, Yifeng really feels amazing, a little unreasonable. Of course, Naruto's mouth escape is not as exaggerated as the legend. I want to use my mouth to influence the enemy. The enemy must be defeated first. Just like just now. Otherwise, mouth escape doesn't work either. At least, Yifeng has yet to feel that mouth done has an effect on him. Or, do you think you have been evaded by your mouth? That means you have not been evaded by your mouth. Yifeng shook his head. Put this horrible idea behind you. Not bad, the task is completed, let's go back to the village. Yifeng stretched his waist. Although the process is more complicated. But the goal was still achieved. The same day. After everyone has eaten lunch, Yifeng urged them to return to Konoha village together. On the way, Tsunade took the dice out, tangled Yifeng and asked him to teach himself the stunt of throwing dice. To this, Yifeng didn't hide at all. He taught Tsunade all the tricks of throwing dice. Huh? You mean, because a dice has 6 sides and each side has a different number of points, each side has a different weight. After Tsunade listened to Yekazi's lecture, showing a confused look. As long as you can understand the subtle differences between the 6 sides of the dice, can you completely control the number of points on the dice? Are you kidding me? Yes, your comprehension ability is very strong. It's not bad that you are the future 5th generation Hokage. Yifeng smiled slightly. Check it out. Rolling the dice is that simple. Fuck, ruthless. This special code is your secret. Humans can't do it at all. Tsunade said a little discouraged. But Yifeng did it. Naruto said indifferently. Damn it. You two bastards, die for me. Tsunade angrily crushed the dice in his hand into powder. Chapter 129. Are the genins of Konoha village so beautiful? Tsunade is really popular with Yifeng and Naruto. The two guys. Someone who can beat her with that messy ninjutsu move. Another can appreciate the different weights of the 6 sides of the dice. Or all 666. One of you is enough. Genins in Konoha village so beautiful now. Simply a show. To this, Yifeng could only helplessly shrug. Yes. Normally, humans cannot do this. But we have a system. In the eyes of our system, everything can be cast. Dice are of course no exception. After all, Yifeng's dice throwing is penultimate, S level. So, the truth is told to you. It doesn't matter if you can learn from me or not. After all, we are not responsible for the teaching package here. On a small hill, Orochimaru followed Yakushi Kabuto. The two were silently watching Yifeng and his group drifting away. Until it disappeared from sight. HMPH, I didn't expect Tsunade to be with the two of them. It looks like there's no chance this time. Orochimaru's face was very ugly. His hands were sealed by Sarutobi Hiruzen. The function of this body became worse and worse. Recent. Orochimaru high fever persists. Even Uzumaki Karen's blood could relieve his pain. So, he was going to come to Tsunade for help. But Orochimaru didn't expect Yifeng and Jiraiya to find Tsunade one step ahead. Disrupted his plans. Lord Orochimaru, Shimura Danzo only told us where Tsunade was, but he didn't tell us that Yamanaka Yifeng and Jiraiya were also there. I think he probably didn't have any good intentions. Yakushi Kabuto pushed his glasses. A white light was reflected on the mirror. Yakushi Kabuto was once a spy under Danzo. But, after Danzo used Yakushi Kabuto, let him get rid of him in the backhand. So, Yakushi Kabuto has long distrusted the old guy Danzo. HMPH, I heard that Jiraiya recommended Tsunade as the 5th generation Hokage. Danzo drew me in, probably thinking of borrowing my hand to prevent Tsunade from returning to Konoha village to succeed Hokage. Orochimaru's voice was hoarse, and there was a look of disdain on his face. Shimura Danzo knows Orochimaru very well. He knew that Orochimaru desperately needed Tsunade's help right now. So, after Danzo's men discovered Tsunade's whereabouts, they immediately sent the news to Orochimaru. Follow Danzo's plan. As long as Orochimaru can sneak up on Tsunade and use Impure World Reincarnation as a bargaining chip, there is a good chance that Tsunade can be brought in. As long as Tsunade chooses to work with Orochimaru. Then she naturally lost the qualification to become the Hokage of Konoha village. The plan is very good. Unfortunately, Danzo never imagined that Tsunade was persuaded by Yifeng and the others in less than a day to succeed. Arguably, with Tsunade's personality, he should hesitate for a while. For example, consider a 7-day period or something. Lord Orochimaru, do you need me to inform Kimimaro and Shigego to come together? Since we already know Tsunade's weakness, we just need to kill Yamanaka Yekas with all our strength, push back Jiraiya, and capture Tsunade back. Yakushi Kabuto's eyes burst into a ray of enchantment. If you can. Yakushi Kabuto can't wait to rush out and kill Yifeng now. Take revenge for that year. Unfortunately, Orochimaru's hands were crippled. The combat power is less than 30% of the original. With the strength of the two of them, Yamanaka Yekas and Jiraiya will definitely not be dealt with. No, you don't understand the power of Jiraiya and Yamanaka Yifeng, let's go. Orochimaru shook his head and looked at them from a distance, lost in memories. Chapter 130 Sanin's Bond. Jiraiya. Needless to say, after the Sage mode is turned on, Jiraiya's attack power is very strong. Orochimaru is simply no match for the full-on Jiraiya with the forbidden technique unavailable. As for the Yamanaka Night Wind, a man who can fight against Uchiha Itachi Tsukuyomi, Orochimaru is definitely not to be underestimated. Because he knew very well how strong Uchiha Itachi's eyes were. Although Kimimaro and Shigego are not weak either. Even Orochimaru has many subordinates who can use the spell. But those people belong to Orochimaru, and he didn't want to kill them now. After all, Danzo is not a good thing either. If Orochimaru and Yifeng lose both, Danzo will definitely come up and kill Orochimaru first. So, Orochimaru would not do such a thing. But just when Orochimaru was about to turn around and leave, sassy, 3 figures appeared in front of Orochimaru. It's you. So, you just found out I'm here. Orochimaru's pupils shrank. He was supposed to be a viper that caught his prey. But now, he seems to be someone else's prey. That's right, I've already discovered you guys. I made Naruto change all those people just now. How is it? The fidelity is very high, right? Yifeng smiled lightly. Byakugan observation range is very wide. He had discovered Orochimaru long ago. Then, he made Naruto and Shizune look like them. The three of them cautiously reached up from the back mountain. They want to destroy Orochimaru in one fell swoop. So, in order not to let Orochimaru find out, they lost some time on the way. Hee, the old classmates finally meet again. Tsunade, I heard you're about to become the 5th Hokage. Congratulations, that's the identity I've always dreamed of. Orochimaru licked the corner of his mouth, as if recalling those glorious years. Orochimaru, you actually killed Mr. Sarutobi, you are so disappointing to me. Before seeing Orochimaru, Tsunade can't wait to hammer Orochimaru straight into the ground. But when she looked at Orochimaru's misery, Tsunade's mood became very complicated again. To be frank, the bond between Sannin is actually very deep. They were born during the war. Help each other. After several life and death difficulties, the camaraderie that arises in that situation is invaluable. But it's a pity. Too many bad things happen to Konoha afterward. Tsunade is gone. Orochimaru is gone. The end. Even Jiraiya left. Years later, when the three meet again, it turned into the present situation. No one could have imagined this. Tsunade, since Naoki's death, I've realized a problem. In this world, anything that can be seen will pass away one day. For Mr. Sarutobi to die in the name of a hero. Orochimaru smiled lightly. What is birth? What is death? In the entire ninja world, no one knows better than me, Orochimaru. What nonsense. Orochimaru, I didn't expect you to be so obsessed after so many years. Jiraiya said in a condensed voice. Are you obsessed? Jiraiya, since you are a good disciple of teacher Sarutobi, I would like to ask you. On the day of Chunin's exam, you were in Konoha village, why didn't you come to save him? With the attack power of your Sage mode, you should be able to break through the 4 purple flame formation from the outside, right? Chapter 131 Tsunade returns _ Orochimaru looked at Jiraiya with a mocking look on his face. You Jiraiya keep saying that my Orochimaru is a spicy chicken. But how can you be better than me? I, Orochimaru, have at least left a lifetime name for Mr. Sarutobi. What about you? Steel Kui crazy. Of Konoha Sannin. Okay everyone, I don't think it's time for a class reunion. Yifeng smiled lightly, took a step forward, looked at Orochimaru and said, Orochimaru, didn't I say that day I would wait for you at Konoha village? Why not? Come, scared? Hee, what an interesting kid. Don't worry, there will be a day when I will put you on my lab bed with my own hands, I promise you. Orochimaru cooperated with Yifeng and snorted. Really? After that, let's see if you can block my knife. Yifeng's voice fell. The demon sword slanted at the waist came out of its sheath. A terrifying blade swept out. To Orochimaru and Yakushi Kabuto. Boom. After an explosion, Orochimaru and Yakushi Kabuto have disappeared. In situ. A snakeskin and an arm were left. See this scene. Yifeng frowned and glanced at the two beside him. Aren't you two? Didn't you agree to shoot together, but in the end you couldn't bear it? The two faltered, and they didn't say why for a long time. To this, Yifeng could only silently shake his head. In this world. Fetters. What an amazing power. ... Konoha village. Tsunade looked at the big iron gate at the head of the village. My heart is full of emotion. Tsunade certainly has feelings for Konoha village. After all, this is the village her grandfather founded. Okay, now that I'm back, I'll leave the rest to Jiraiya. I still have something to do, so let's go first. Yifeng breathed a sigh of relief. Now that the NPC has taken it back, then Yifeng will just sit and wait for the sign-in. There is no need to get involved in too many other things. Huh, are you leaving now? Won't you have a drink with me? I haven't had a drink in the village for a long time, Tsunade said. Along the way, Tsunade and Yifeng drank a lot. She has already regarded Yi Feng as her drinking buddy. Haha, let him go, he has a little girlfriend, how can he drink with you, an old woman? Jiraiya laughed stupidly, and was thrown out by Tsunade with a punch. Depend on. Although the old lady is not young. But I'm a pretty big sister too. When I used to gamble outside, handsome guys often came to tease me. Said goodbye to Tsunade and Jiraiya, he came to the familiar training ground and found Hinata. Hinata sees the return of the night wind. Like a little swallow, he rushed into Yi Feng's arms. After she returned from the mission, she heard about Yi Feng and Danzo. Recently, she has been worrying about Yi Feng. But okay. Yi Feng returned safely. The next day, the village of Konoha started to get lively. All the Jonin who went out to perform missions, those who could come back, came back one after another. Even if you can't come back, will also express their support for Tsunade in a special way. Tsunade, the fifth generation, can be said to be worthy of its name. Next, 3 generations of Hokage passed away. 5 generations of Hokage are back. Haze that hangs over Konoha village is starting to dissipate. Chapter 132 _ My opinion is quite clear. This day. Sunny. The ninjas of Konoha village stood on the square in front of Hokage's office, witnessing the succession of Hokage 5 generations and welcoming the new era of Konoha village. Yi Feng stood at the bottom, looking up at Tsunade. The system in my head issued a sign-in prompt. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully signing in. Get the sign-in reward, Yin Seal Grandmaster. Yi Feng frowned. Yin Seal. Tsunade's Yin Seal. Yi Feng laughed. This is a good thing. Yin Seal. It was originally the ultimate secret art of the Uzumaki clan. The wife of the original Hokage. It was created by Tsunade's grandmother. When ninjas usually practice chakra, once the meridians are full of chakra, they cannot continue to make chakra. But once the master has the Yin Seal, the caster can then store the excess chakra on the forehead, forming a diamond-shaped mark. Wait until the chakra in the ninja meridian is consumed. Unlocking the Yin Seal can instantly obtain a large amount of chakra, equivalent to a second-speed charging treasure. The effect is very powerful. Of course, not everyone can learn a secret technique like this. Shizune has been with Tsunade for decades without learning. But the night wind is different. If you can hang up, you can do whatever you want. After Hokage's succession ceremony is over, holding Ino in one hand and Hinata in the other, and was about to go home. But this time, Enko suddenly appeared in front of the 3. Yefeng, you stay for a while, and the 5th generation has something to look for you. Enko said. Oh, looking for me, that guy who is more heroic than you, shouldn't he drag me to a bar just after the ceremony? I'm still a child, Yi Feng shrugged. He always felt that there must be nothing good for Tsunade to find him. Don't talk nonsense. It should be related to the result of the Chunin exam, come with me. Enko turned to Byakugan. God's special code, you are still a child. Akatsuki-san practice breathing all day long like you. I just don't count. Walk into the Hokage office. Have to say. After Hokage was replaced by Tsunade, even the atmosphere in the office has changed quite a bit. The room decoration is also cute. The big gambling word on the wall is even more eye-catching. Well, Yi Feng, you're here. Shizune was busy working on some documents on the coffee table with little Yuhi Pig. After seeing the night wind come in, say hello to him. Well, Sister Shizune, your Hokage assistant is very competent. Yi Feng laughed. At this time, our 5th generation Hokage is sitting comfortably in a recliner, looking at the scenery outside the window in a daze. Quite a feeling of enjoying life. How can there be a Hokage look? 5 Daimyo, are you looking for me? Yifeng walked to Tsunade's side. The rocking chair swayed, causing something to sway along with it, which was very powerful. Well, the results of the Chunin exam have come out. I called you here to ask what you mean. Tsunade had no idea where the kid next to him was looking. Still looking at the scenery on its own. It's like you're lying in the Hokage building looking at the view, and the view watcher is looking at you next to you. Oh, I mean pretty white. Huh. Tsunade glanced back at Yifeng. Subsequently, black lines all over his forehead. Sister Bai, dare to take advantage of the old lady. Courting death. Boom. Tsunade picked up a few documents and smashed them at Yifeng. Alas. This year. To be honest, beaten. Such a life is really boring. Chapter 133 I want to do eternal genin. Speak the truth. I'm just a genin, you're dignified Hokage, why do you want to listen to me in the results of the Chunin exam? Yifeng asked. Isn't it because you are special? Tsunade stood up from the rocking chair, put away the beautiful scenery, and said lightly, in the beginning, with your strength, background, character, and wisdom, it is absolutely no problem to become a Chunin. Huh, according to your tone, there should be a, but, after it. Yifeng asked indifferently. Is this Chunin exam still only Shikamaru himself will become Chunin? But that's fine too. Anyway, Yifeng is now holding the identity of a genin, he can take whatever task he wants, and his life is very casual. No need to fight for promotion. Yes, there are buts. Tsunade glanced at Yifeng angrily. This little devil. Just as annoying as the kid in Nara's house. I heard from Enko that you prefer to do tasks alone and don't like to be tied down by a team, right? Tsunade asked again. Well, that's right. Yifeng nodded, not quite understanding what Tsunade meant. In addition to those special classes, once genin is promoted to Chunin, he will take up the role of captain in the task team. As a team, Chunin is usually composed of genin with general qualifications. Are you willing to accept that kind of work? Tsunade looked at Yifeng meaningfully. With Yifeng's strength, it would be too subservient for him to lead an ordinary ninja team. Of course I don't want to. If that's the case, I'd better be a genin. Yifeng said decisively. Lead the team. I went with a kid with a bunch of old genins. Needless to say, there will be a wave of dissatisfaction, challenges, and face slaps from his subordinates. Boring. Continue to be a genin. Yifeng, you shouldn't know anything about your own strength, right? With your strength, being a genin, I'm afraid you won't scare the ninjas in other villages to death. Tsunade glared at Yifeng speechlessly. That old lady of yours was a little terrified. With your strength, you still want to be a genin. Jiraiya has recommended you as a jonin. If you become a jonin, you can perform tasks flexibly without worrying about being dragged down by others. So, what do you think about this matter? What do you think? Of course it was with big eyes. I think it's better to forget it. Yifeng shook his head like a rattle and refused. Being a genin is actually pretty good. I don't need promotion. After all, I'm not short of money. No. Absolutely not. Eternal genin in Konoha village has one enough. Tsunade came directly with a set of anger 3. One by one. Obviously super strong. But want to make genin slap chan oil for the rest of your life. Now the village is hiring people. Want to be lazy. Think beautifully. Hey, what's so good about being a jonin? You have to travel everywhere. Yifeng was speechless. Originally. Also intends to go out into the ninja world with the title of genin. Play a meme that cherishes life away from Konoha genin. But now Tsunade is obviously not going to give him this chance. Yifeng, let me ask you, have you established a relationship with Hinata? Tsunade suddenly changed his words. Yeah, why are you asking this? Yifeng gave Tsunade a police look, always feeling that this guy was going to trick him again. Chapter 134 Where to claim rights. The Hyuga family is now the #1 ninja in Konoha village, and the Hinata is the princess main clan of the Hyuga family. Do you want to marry Hyuga Hinata with the title of Genin? Tsunade looked at Yi Feng meaningfully. Although you are the young master of the Yamanaka clan, but want to marry the princess of the Hyuga family. Can you make salted fish? Huh, can't you? Yi Feng said. Of course not. Hinata is still young and probably doesn't care, but Hyuga Hiyashi doesn't care either. Their Hyuga family values most is class, otherwise there is no need to divide the main clan family. You are right. Tsunade explained patiently. Well, it makes sense to hear you say that. Yi Feng touched his chin. These big families are trouble. So, you must first become a Jonin, and in the future, you will inherit my mantle and become the 6th generation Hokage, and then you will marry Hinata. Isn't that sweet? Tsunade hugged Yefeng's shoulders and brainwashed Yefeng in a persuasive manner. Hungry. Fragrant. Really fragrant. By the way, what perfume did you wear today? Yifeng actually didn't want to look at it, but that thing was in his sight. What could he do? Go away, you bastard. This matter is settled. Jiraiya has recommended you as Jonin. In order to promote you exceptionally, I had a big quarrel with those 3 old guys just after I took over as Hokage. Are you saying no now? Didn't that hit me in the face? Tsunade returned to Hokage's desk and instructed Shizune to take out Yefeng's file, fill in the title of Jonin on it, and sign and seal it. Okay, you're already a Jonin, and Shizune will take you to pick up your Jonin costume. Tsunade waved his hand, and it was done. Suddenly, there were many question marks on the head of the knight. This is Jonin. Don't you have to go through various assessments and evaluations to become a Jonin? To be so sloppy. You see, Chunin still has an exam. Can we check it out too? I probably don't have the qualifications to become a Jonin. Don't be in a daze, let's go quickly. By the way, this is your mission scroll. Start early tomorrow morning. There are still many A-level tasks waiting for you. Tsunade winked at Yi Feng. Put on a look of success. Yi Feng took the quest scroll and looked at Tsunade thoughtfully. Good guy. Is this about to start the A-level mission? Isn't this abuse of child labor? Who knows where to go? In a hurry. Wait online. By the way, in this Chunin exam, who has advanced? Yi Feng asked before leaving. Nara Shikamaru, Hyuga Neji. Tsunade replied. Oh, is it just the 2 of them? The others are doing great too, like my little Hinata. Yi Feng frowned. Night Wind stopped. Tsunade solemnly. He felt compelled to help Hinata win. After all, if Hinata can be Chunin, she will be very happy. As for Ino, just a sister after all. Forget it. Tsunade dragged his chin and said casually. Oh, I almost forgot, I was going to keep Hinata as a bargaining chip to force you to take over as Jonin. But now, it doesn't matter anymore, so let's add another Hinata. Here's Tsunade's answer. Yi Feng almost couldn't help drawing his knife. Are you kidding me? Don't you know that my big knife can be used to peel apples? Don't you just have 2 swimming rings? Do you need to float like this? Chapter 135 I'm really not interested in Jonin. After Yi Feng left, Jiraiya jumped in from the window. Haha, you still have a way. It's really not an easy task to make this little devil contribute to the village honestly. Jiraiya said with a smile. The story of the Night Wind. Jiraiya has already investigated. Although the Night Wind task has done a lot. But he always asked Shadow Clone to catch cats and walk dogs, and the main body didn't do business at all. How can such a state of mind work? How can I be a positive energy ninja in the new era? Hey, the mess left by the old man is too bad. Konoha village looks peaceful on the surface, but in reality it is in danger. Are you sure you won't stay and be an elder to help me? Tsunade looked at Jiraiya and asked. Death of 3 generations of Hokage. In order to show the strength of the village, Konoha village warned other forces not to act rashly. They sent out most of the Jonin. But this way. Those 3 old guys were even more reckless, and they didn't take Tsunade, the Hokage, in their eyes at all. Tsunade exceptionally promoted Yefeng as Jonin, and also intended to send a good signal to Ino Shikacho. Otherwise, it is indeed difficult for her to gain a foothold in the village. Haha, you long Angelica see, the sea does not welcome me Jiraiya, I am not suitable for that kind of restrained life. Also, even though I am not in Konoha, my heart still contributes to Konoha, so you can rest assured. Jiraiya smiled boldly. These years, Jiraiya has been collecting all kinds of information about the ninja world, in order to protect the village of Konoha. Only, just a different way. Of course. Material is something to do by the way. Oh, I really can't help you, I don't really want to live like this. But after seeing Naruto that day, I didn't know why, and suddenly changed my mind. Tsunade shook his head, sighing that good luck made people. Maybe it's God's will. Okay, don't be so sad. Jiraiya waved her hand, looked at a certain part of Tsunade, and said, actually, sometimes, I really envy that kid Yefeng. Tsunade looked down along Jiraiya's gaze. There were black lines on his forehead. Go away. Boom. One punch. Jiraiya turned into a little star and disappeared in front of Tsunade. ... This afternoon, the results of the Chunin exam have finally been announced. The list of promoted Chunin in this issue is Nara Shikamaru, Hyuga Hinata, Hyuga Neji. Then, 12 Xiaoqiang made an appointment to celebrate for them. Teacher Shizune, please, when can my brother come back? Ino just met Shizune at the door of the Hokage building. Let's wait a little longer, what's the matter? Shizune asked. We made an appointment to celebrate for Hinata and the others at the Ujima Grill, can you tell my brother for me? Ino said. Okay, no problem, I'll let him go directly in a while. Shizune smiled. It's nice to be young. So dynamic. On the island barbecue restaurant. Except for the night breeze. Its 11 Xiaoqiang have already arrived. Alas, it's so enviable, all 3 of them became Chunin in the blink of an eye, and we were still Genin. The little rich woman Tenten held her cheek listlessly. Sighed. She also wanted to be Chunin so she could follow in Neji's footsteps. I think this exam must be tricky. I obviously won Neji, why is he promoted to Chunin, but I am Genin? Naruto Dudu interjected. I didn't even bother to eat. Is there any reason for this? The loser can be promoted to the winner, but not. What about trouble? Come on Naruto, what's there to complain about? My brother didn't even get promoted to Chunin. Ino Tsunere snorted and said, the 3 of them don't know what kind of shit luck they had, In Ino's view, if Yifeng is not qualified to be Chunin, then Konoha village does not deserve Chunin at all. But the Yamanaka family's status in Konoha village, there shouldn't be any secret manipulation, right? HMPH, Yamanaka Ino, Chunin exams are not about winning or losing, but your brother said this himself. He didn't become Chunin, it must be that Lord Hokage felt that he couldn't meet Chunin's requirements in some places, what was so sour? Hyuga Neji smiled lightly. Although he deliberately restrained, he still showed a high-spirited feeling. HMPH, what are you arrogant about? My brother can beat you 10 times. How could he fail to meet Chunin's requirements? Ino pouted. Don't ask, just ask, I'm already Chunin, and your brother isn't. Neji's mouth twitched. HMPH, I'm ignoring you. Ino almost cried at Neji. At this time, Yifeng finally arrived too late. Hi, everyone, Yifeng greeted everyone with a smile. Huh, Yifeng, what's wrong with your clothes? Shikamaru looked at the green vest that Yifeng was wearing. Slightly stunned. Konoha vest that only Jonin and Chunin are qualified to wear. So, why does Yifeng wear it? You say this, it's like tears. I can't say it, they have to force me to wear it. Also said that the Jonin in Konoha village should wear this. I almost turned my face with them. That guy Enko obviously didn't wear it, so why should I wear it? Isn't this a show of bullying? Nightwing sighed. Sit between Ino and Hinata. What did you just say? He seemed to say something. Jonin. Ah, I heard that right. How about you, Shikamaru? Brother, don't you mean to say you've become a Jonin, right? Ino asked weakly. Hey, that's right. Are you saying they're bullying people? Just let me do Jonin now, isn't that squeezing my labor? I have to leave the village early in the morning to do a mission, which is really annoying. After Yifeng finished speaking. Take a long sigh. The same friends who grew up together. Why is everyone being treated so differently? Why can't I do eternal Genin? Ah, this. I can't listen anymore. The chicken thighs are no longer tasty. Choji rolled his eyes, sour in his stomach. Good guy. Shikamaru and a Chunin made me sour for a long time. The results of it. Directly became Jonin. Is he really still the little buddy I played in the mud with when I was a kid? Haha, Hyuga Neji, do you see it? This is called the gap. My brother is already Jonin, a little bit. Ino arrogantly exhaled his tongue at Hyuga Neji. That is to say, brother is the best. ... That night, Yifeng told Yamanaka Inoichi of his situation. Yamanaka Inoichi understood Tsunade's intention as soon as he heard it. He encouraged Yifeng. Then, Yifeng returned to his room and began to try to cultivate the yin seal. Chapter 136 Snowheim Ninja Post. It really is a magic skill. Although the chakra stored in the yin seal is not as good as the chakra of the tailed beast, it can also improve the strength a lot at a critical moment. A proper anti-kill magic skill. The negative seal is not only used to store chakra. Chakra can also be purified. That is to say, once unsealed, Yifeng can instantly obtain a large amount of chakra that is purer than that in the meridians. So, regardless of his ninjutsu or flat cut, the power will increase a lot. In the night wind, if Chunin took the exam, he already got the yin seal. So, the 4 purple flame formation would definitely not be able to stop his sword. Speaking of which, this way of storing chakra seems to be a bit similar to cultivating immortals. I don't know if chakra can be stored in Dantian. Then, Yifeng tried to get the chakra in his body to gather in his Dantian. However, when Yifeng's chakra flowed into his Dantian, it collapsed in an instant, and was redecomposed into cellular energy and spiritual energy, which could not be gathered at all. That's right, the yin seal is a secret technique that Uzumaki Mito spent decades developing and perfecting. If you want to develop the Dantian seal, I'm afraid the difficulty has increased by many times. Figured this out. The night wind was also relieved. Just think about developing ninjutsu. Ninjas have a limited lifespan. Of course, spend your time on something more interesting. The next day. Konoha village with the quest scroll. What he is going to perform this time is AB level escort mission. The client's name is Sante Asama. The content of the mission is to escort Fuji Kze to the land of snow to shoot a movie. Yifeng's mouth twitched. Isn't this the Snowheim Ninja Post? Snowheim Ninja Post is Hokage Ninja's first theatrical movie. Yifeng was very impressed with the plot of this film. Fuji wins snow painting. Ostensibly just a movie actress. But in fact, her true identity is the princess of the snow country. Real name Kazuhana Koyuki. Santao Asama is Kazuhana Koyuki's manager and minister of the snow country. Years ago, the name of the snow country was usurped. Santao Asama escaped from the snow country with Kazuhana Koyuki. This time, Kazuhana Koyuki's film will be filmed in snow country. So just to be safe, Santao Asama decides to pay for Konoha's ninjas to help escort him. Feng left Konoha village. He based on the location written on the scroll. Found a film studio. On the big screen outside, the recent firefighting movie, Adventure of Princess Fengyan, is playing. The heroine of this movie is Kazuhana Koyuki. The film is good, but unfortunately the plot is too mentally handicapped. Yifeng complained silently. There is also entertainment in this world. But even a book like Jiraiya can catch fire, so you can imagine how bad the entertainment level of the ninja world is. Soon, Yifeng saw the client of this mission. Santefu Asama. Little brother, you are the Jonin sent by Konoha village. Why are you so young? Santefu Asama frowned. In fact, Asama Sandao's most hopeful candidate for this task is Hitaki Kakashi. After all, it was Kakashi who escorted them out of the snow country. So Santao Asama trusts Kakashi very much. Unfortunately, Kakashi had other arrangements. So Tsunade assigned this task to Yifeng. Oh, it's too young, isn't it? Then you will cancel this mission and re-release it. Yifeng said nonchalantly. Chapter 137 The Magical Use of Demonic Illusion. Konoha Village has the rules of Konoha Village. All candidates for the task are appointed by the village. If the mission fails due to a problem with the village arrangement, Konoha Village will compensate the client 3 times. But if the client wants to replace the ninja, there is no refund. And the ninja sent next time may not be stronger than this one. Santei Asama hesitated for a while. Money. They are not lacking. But the crew is about to set off, and they can't afford it. Just when Santei Asama was hesitating, the assistant director suddenly rushed in and said loudly, "No, Ms. Feng Shuihui ran away on horseback." Mitsuru Asama frowned. He also knew that Kazuhana Koyuki didn't like going back to the snow country. But this is work. No way. And things in the snow country have passed for so many years. Kazuhana Koyuki is no longer the little girl she used to be. Santao Asama felt that if they went to the land of snow, there shouldn't be too much danger. After all, the snow country has changed hands for many years. Are they still staring at Kazuhana Koyuki? But Kazuhana Koyuki is different. When she was little, Kazuhana's raging waves left a strong psychological shadow on her. She was very resistant to going to the snow country to film. So she escaped. Hey, can you decide quickly? If you want to change people, I'll go back to the village to return to my life. If it doesn't change, I'm going to catch her back. Yifeng said with a shrug. To be honest, the client for this mission is Sandao Asama. Kazuhana Koyuki is just the target of being transported. So, Yifeng would not be polite to her. Well, since that's the case, little brother, I'll leave you with the matter of Miss Feng Shuihui, but please don't hurt her. Santefu Asama sighed and decided to leave Yifeng behind. Anyway, it's a jonin anyway. It is said that B-level tasks sometimes even let Chunin do it. It didn't take long for Kazuhana Koyuki to escape. Opens Byakugan. She was soon found. Green and white horse. This is Kazuhana Koyuki's costume for Princess Fengyan. Looking handsome. About 5 minutes of work. Yifeng has caught up with the white horse. Jump up. Fell behind Kazuhana Koyuki. Hug her waist. Do you just run like this? Are you serious? Yifeng laughed. In the world of Hokage ninjas, the speed of horses is simply not comparable to that of samurai and ninjas. Ah, who are you and what do you want to do? Kazuhana Koyuki felt that her waist was being protected by a strange man. There was a sudden panic in my heart. Me, I'm the ninja that Asama Mitafu invited to protect you. Come back with me, Yifeng said. Don't even think about it. I will never go to the snow country with you. Kazuhana Koyuki refused directly. I see, then it seems that only demonic illusion can handle you. Yifeng laughed. Yifeng's voice fell. He grabbed Kazuhana Koyuki off the horse. Then, a demonic illusion into the soul. The Yamanaka family is good at attacks in the spiritual field. This demonic illusion is also a Yamanaka secret technique, which claims to be able to change people's minds. Of course, demonic illusion of Yamanaka's family is still fundamentally different from Koto Amatsukami. For example, demonic illusion, which Yifeng just used on Kazuhana Koyuki, doesn't immediately change her ideology. Kazuhana Koyuki hates going to snow country. Yifeng couldn't make her suddenly like to go to the snow country. But Yifeng can make her think that the place to go this time is not the land of snow, but a place she likes very much. Then, Nightwind can subtly change her mind by continuing to use demonic illusion on Kazuhana Koyuki. Achieve the purpose of control. Like Dreamspace, being a demonic illusion ninja is a hassle. Yifeng shook his head. It didn't take long. Brought Kazuhana Koyuki back to the crew intact. Santafu-sama saw that she seemed to be in a low spirit, and was about to ask when Yifeng explained the demonic illusion to him. Santafu-sama suddenly realized after hearing this. Yep. As long as you can bring Kazuhana Koyuki to the snow country. Demonic illusion doesn't seem to hurt her anyway. Then, the next day, the crew set off, targeting the country of snow. The sea is endless. Yifeng stood on the deck blowing the sea breeze, bored looking at the sea level ahead. Although he had been to the country of waves with Enko before. But there is a big difference between crossing a small strait and crossing a vast ocean. Little brother, is it really okay to let Miss Feng Shuihui be immersed in demonic illusion? Sana-sama came to Yifeng and asked. Don't worry, I stopped using demonic illusion on her yesterday. She is so honest now, she should have accepted the reality. Yifeng turned his head and glanced at Kazuhana Koyuki in the cabin. Demonic illusion from Yamanaka's house for the first time. Want to control a person's mind with demonic illusion. She needs to constantly paint a lot of suggestive pictures in her mind. Continued action via demonic illusion. Kazuhana Koyuki has gradually accepted the reality. To be honest, the boats are all aboard. People are already on the sea. What if you don't accept it? Is it possible to jump into the sea? Designed some sea jumping experiences for her in Kazuhana Koyuki's fantasy world. The feeling of the cold, salty seawater pouring into the mouth is very real. Also very scary. So, Kazuhana Koyuki would never really try it. HMPH, scumbag. I can't believe that the ninjas in Konoha village are like this. Kazuhana Koyuki saw Yifeng walk into the cabin. She walked in front of Yifeng and dared to complain. Recently, Kazuhana Koyuki has been through a lot in Yifeng's demonic illusion world. But, don't you just want me to go to the snow country? In demonic illusion. It's so convenient. Oh, is this called despicable? It seems that your understanding of despicability is too superficial. Yifeng smiled innocently. Indeed. Couldn't use demonic illusion to forcibly change Kazuhana Koyuki's personal will. Like he can't make a person who doesn't like bitterness fall in love with bitterness. But Yifeng found out. He can completely modify some character settings in the demonic illusion world. For example, although Kazuhana Koyuki is still single, can set him as Kazuhana Koyuki's husband. Although Kazuhana Koyuki doesn't like Yifeng, in her subconscious, she likes her husband. Although that is the future. But Kazuhana Koyuki wouldn't resist at all. And this way. Do many things with Kazuhana Koyuki through this identity. Same. Everyone fantasizes about being a lot of different characters. So, cast Kazuhana Koyuki in that role through demonic illusion. Then, a combination of both. Tisk tisk. So, I didn't even do these things to you. Are you calling me mean? Girl. You probably don't know where the despicable lower limit is. Chapter 138 _ Can Ninja Realm Cultivation. HMPH, please don't appear in front of me again, I don't like you. See Yi Feng's stubborn look. Think back to what happened to her these days. Kazuhana Koyuki pouted. He turned his head and stopped looking at Yi Feng. Sorry, you're only the goods I escort, not the client. I come to check your status every day, which is also part of the job. Nightwind shrugged. Although Kazuhana Koyuki is also beautiful, she is not Yi Feng's type. So, fight when it's time to fight. Then, care whether Kazuhana Koyuki was willing or not, and forcibly checked Kazuhana Koyuki's mental state. After confirming that she has no major problems, Yi Feng checked the cabin again. No problem after that. Then he went back to his room. Yi Feng was not too interested in what was about to happen in the snow country. The so-called snow country treasure. It's just a geothermal generator that can change the climate of the snow country. Although it looks precious. But it is only useful to the cold Guojia like the snow country. So it is of little value to Yi Feng. While bored, Yi Feng could only stay in the cabin to cultivate the yin seal. The higher the level of the yin seal, the higher the concentration of chakra stored. Then, if the yin seal can be upgraded to ultimate, to what extent will the chakra be condensed? Thought here. Yi Feng suddenly thought of the settings in those cultivation novels in his previous life. Qi practice. Foundation. Qi training is to inhale the spiritual energy into the body and store it in the dantian as gaseous mana. The foundation building is to compress the gaseous mana, so that the state undergoes a qualitative change and becomes a liquid state. With the change in the form of mana in the dantian, the whole person of the immortal cultivator has also undergone a qualitative change. So here comes the question. Chakra is also a gaseous energy. It can also be compressed and purified. So, can chakra become liquid? It is said that the chakra of the 6 paths family is very fierce. It is estimated that it is chakra that is beyond the quantitative dimension. I don't know if it is liquid or not. If Lin Feng remembers correctly, the chakra of the tailed beast is foamy. It is very close to liquid state. So, since 6 paths chakra is above the tailed beast, that is not to say. Is the chakra of the 6 paths immortal already liquid? But, dare to be called an immortal if you build a foundation. It feels a little floating. Next. The large ship continued on the sea for 5 days. Finally, Yi Feng and the others bypassed the land of earth and arrived at the waters of the land of snow. The last 2 days, Yi Feng stopped the development of the yin seal, and stood at the bow of the ship to be vigilant. If Yi Feng remembered correctly, the snow country killers will appear just before they reach snow country territory. This day, early morning, Yeka stood on the deck watching the sea with Byakugan. The cold wind blows on the night wind. Made him feel a little cooler. But very refreshing. Little brother, it's too cold outside, do you want to come in and have a hot drink? Asama Sandow walked out of the cabin door, shook the jug towards Yi Feng, and assumed an inviting gesture. No, I'm a ninja, and my physique is different from yours. This cold has no effect on me. After Yi Feng finished speaking, he untied the wine gourd from his waist and poured a sip of wine into his mouth. Although he is not afraid of the cold, but he is addicted to alcohol. Santeifu, what are you doing to him? It makes people feel disgusted by looking at him. Kazuhana Koyuki looked at Yi Feng's back, who was guarding outside. Although the mouth said disgusting. But actually, she doesn't hate Yi Feng so much anymore. Miss Feng Shuihui, in fact, Brother Yefeng is not like you think, he is more talkative than most of the ninjas I have seen. Sandow Asama said with a smile. After these days of contact, Santafu Asama is still very satisfied with Yi Feng. Although I don't know how strong he is. But the character is absolutely fine. HMPH, only you would think that. Kazuhana Koyuki turned her head and stopped looking at Yifeng. By the way, why has he been standing outside these days? Does he know our identities? Kazuhana Koyuki though hit Night Wind's demonic illusion. But she didn't remember her revealing her identity in demonic illusion. But if you didn't reveal your identity, why did he become extra vigilant when he was about to arrive in the snow country? Maybe the ninja's vigilance is relatively high. After all, after entering the waters of the snow country, the two of us are obviously a lot more nervous than before. Santafu Asama took a sip of wine. Although Asama Santao has always had the ideal of restoring the country. But, in their current situation, restoration is impossible. He only hoped that the princess could spend her life safely. Stop the boat. Suddenly a sailor shouted outside. Kazuhana Koyuki and Asama Sandao stepped out of the cabin to take a look. Right in front of the big ship, a huge glacier blocked their way. This is a heaven-sent holy place for framing. Captain, get the boat over here, I'm going to take the crew to the glacier to shoot a few shots. The director said enthusiastically. They came to Snow Country this time to shoot some special scenes. See this huge glacier. Of course the director didn't want to let it go. But Feng stood at the bow of the boat, and said lightly, if you don't want to die, you should stay in the cabin honestly, and it's better for the boat to stay away from the glacier. Director was stunned for a moment, and asked in confusion, little brother, what do you mean by that? Didn't explain anything. He looked back at Kazuhana Koyuki and ordered. Santefu, leave the samurai to protect Fengshuehui, and I will deal with the enemies on the glacier. The enemy, why can't I see it? Nitafu Asama swallowed nervously, and hurriedly ordered the samurai to protect Feng Shui. Kazuhana Koyuki is the princess of the snow country. There is no room for sloppiness in her safety. Can't you see it? That's right, if you can spot them, what's the fun in me playing against them? Yi Feng's mouth twitched. Jumped into the sea. Then tread the waves. Go in the direction of the glacier. To the glacier. There was a mocking look on the corner of Yi Feng's mouth. Actually, I don't quite understand it. Why do you hide? Is it because you think you can make a sneak attack if you hide? Or is it because you think you won't be killed by me if you hide? Yi Feng said lightly. Actually, had already used Byakugan to see 3 ninjas hidden under the glacier. Kazuhana Fury, the great villain of the snow country. Wolf Kiba Avalanche, Crane Wings Blowing Snow, Winter Bear Hail. These 3 are good at using ice shields. Ninjutsu-style bells and whistles. There is also a special chakra armor developed with ice shield for self-defense. Strength is not weak. But with Yi Feng's current measure, don't take them seriously at all. Chapter 139 _ I've never heard of you playing like this. Hee. I thought it was a master from somewhere, but it turned out to be a ninja from Konoha village. Looking at your appearance, it should already be Chunin, sister, I am Jonin's strength. Shui twisted his delicate body and giggled as he watched Yi Feng. Obviously. They think that a ninja so young is likely to be a rookie. Well, since you finally have the title of Jonin, why are you still living? Why do you have to come out and die? Sometimes I feel really sad for people like you. The night breeze said lightly. No way. This is the rule of the ninja world. The 2 sides always have 2 mouths to show respect before starting a fight. Hey, you bastard, it's really Kiba's sharp mouth. Watch me wait for your Kiba. A cruel smile appeared on Crane Yibukishui's face. Oh, really? Don't brag in front of me, because that will only show your weakness. Yi Feng picked up the jug, took a sip of wine, and casually sarcastic. Hey, kill me this love-pretending kid. The wolf Kiba Avalanche couldn't stand it any longer. He ordered coldly. Then, Dongshang Hail threw out the skis in his hand, relying on rapid movement, and rushed towards the night wind. Sa. Opens Byakugan. Byakugan's feature isn't dynamic vision though. But with Yifeng's current strength, the speed of the winter bear hail is simply not worth mentioning. I saw that the winter bear hail was about to rush in front of Yifeng. At this time, the ghost sword came out of its sheath. The unremarkable knife slashed directly. HMPH, what a stupid kid. The armor on our bodies can use invisible chi to defend the whole body, and even ninjutsu can't break the defense, let alone a mere cut. He she shui shui sneered. Crane Wing Fubuki has already flown into the air. She originally wanted to use ninjutsu to cooperate with Dongshang Hail. But look now. It seems that it is no longer needed. Because anyone who underestimates their chakra armor are all dead. Dongshang Hail's face was also covered with a grin. He was going to forcibly block Yifeng's knife, and then stab Yifeng with his backhand. This is probably called repaying the other body with the way of the other. But this time, click. Dongshang Hail heard a strange sound, and suddenly felt his eyes start spinning. And then, he saw a headless body slip out. Looks very funny. Hey. This person. Like a dog. Say it. Isn't your Jonin in the land of snow stupid playing snowball fights? The tactic of blocking the knife with the neck is the first time I have encountered it. The night wind closed the knife. He looked sharply at the other two. A mere chakra shield. Even Naruto's little ball can't stop it. How could it be possible to block the night wind? Shui Bang, this kid's knife is weird, it seems to be able to break our defense. Crane Wing Chu Shui's Adam's apple moved. Swallowed. 3 of them are the right men of Kazuhana Raging Waves. In the country of snow. They have always been invincible by virtue of their ice shield armor. So they never imagined that one day their defenses would fail. Don't panic, cooperate with long-range ninjutsu. Good. Wolf Kiba Avalanche is very experienced in combat. Since the opponent's swordsmanship is very strong. So, they can use the long-range ninjutsu style of play. After all, this is a glacier. The power of Hyoten ice style can be enhanced by the environment. Let's go. Hyoten ice style, the art of ice prison. Hyoten ice style, Moby Dick. Chapter 140 Kazuhana Raging Waves. In an instant, countless white ice Jinchuriki column emerged from under the glacier. This is the technique of ice prison. In theory, as long as a piece of ice Jinchuriki column hits Yifeng, it can trap him in the ice prison, which is very powerful. At the same time, Wolf Kiba Avalanche also unleashed a stunt. He used chakra to turn the surrounding water into a giant narwhal. Pressed towards the night wind cover. The ninjutsu of the two cooperated perfectly. Sealed all the directions Yifeng could avoid. This blow. It seems inevitable. But Yifeng didn't need to dodge at all. Kaden Fire Style Majestic Destroyer Flame Great Fire Annihilation. Night Breeze Instant Hand Seal. Performed Uchiha Madara's signature move. Majestic Destroyer Flame Great Fire Annihilation itself is just a B-rank Kaden Fire Style ninjutsu. But under the impetus of Yifeng's incomparably pure chakra, the flames were like a sea of fire, dissolving the Hyoten ice style of the two of them. How can there be such a terrifying Kaden Fire Style ninjutsu? Could he be from the Sarutobi clan in Konoha village? Even the Sarutobi clan of Grandmaster Kaden Fire Style can't use this level of Kaden Fire Style ninjutsu. This person is very strong. The sea of fire devoured the ice. A thick white fog was stirred up. The two were dumbfounded in the fog. But this time, the sound of the night wind came from behind them. At such a time, you can still be shocked. Your fighting consciousness is really worse than I imagined. Whoosh. Whoosh. When the two heard Yifeng's voice, they activated the teleportation technique at the same time, trying to open the distance between them and Yifeng. But distanced. Just two headless corpses. Their heads are before moving. It has already landed. Tisk tisk tisk, without the protection of chakra armor, they are only at the level of special Jonin, too weak, boring. Yifeng kicked the two heads into the icy sea. Shook his head. Originally. Thought he could experience the dazzling Hyoten, ice-style, ninjutsu in the snow country. Result. That's it. The Hyoten, ice-style, trio that made Kakashi run away without even fighting. But Yifeng thought about it again. Kakashi has a 5-to-5 talent. So, considering the large number of people on the other side, there's nothing wrong with him choosing to run away. ... After beheading 3 enemies, Yifeng returned to the boat. Everyone on the boat saw the battle on the glacier from a distance. No one thought of it. A young Jonin from Konoha village have such a powerful strength. Konoha village. Sure enough. Next. Follow the process. Yifeng put forward a request to upgrade the level of this mission. Bai has now seen 3 Jonin raids. And the wind and fire will come to catch Kazuhana Koyuki in person. Therefore, the task level must be raised to at least a level. To this, Santao Asama did not raise any objections. He paid the fee according to the B-level task at the beginning because he felt that there should be no safety problems in this trip to the snow country. After all, the snow country has already been occupied by Kazuhana raging waves. Did he kill Kazuhana Koyuki? But he never thought of it. Kazuhana Fury is so maddened. The snow country is here. He actually wants to play Kazuhana Koyuki's idea. Is it to do something inhumane? She is your own niece. So, level up your mission. Anyway, we are stars and we are not short of money. What's more, since Kazuhana Nutao already knows the identity of Kazuhana Koyuki. Then next. They have no way out. If you don't let the night wind protect you, they will have only one dead end. ... The big ship continued to sail on the sea. The next day, the crew finally arrived at the filming location in the snow country. Next. 2 days of shooting. The arrangement of the whole crew is very fulfilling. But Asama Sandafu Hefeng wa Koyuki's heart tightened. Kazuhana Furious Dao obviously already knew the identity of Kazuhana Koyuki. Why don't you come and catch them? This waiting process is very painful. Day 3. The filming of the crew in the snow country is finally over. Just when everyone breathed a sigh of relief and prepared to return to the ship, suddenly, the tracks hidden under the ice emerged. What's going on here? How did the snow on the rails melt? Props, did you do it? The director was stunned. Who added this special code privately? It's not me, I didn't do anything. The props also looked forced. Then, all the staff gathered. Totally don't understand what's going on. But, and Hefeng wa Koyuki showed shocked expressions on their faces. It's him. He melts the snow on the rails with chakra. Here he comes. Little brother, don't sleep, the enemy is coming. Asama's 3 husbands, Hefeng Koyuki, hurried to the place where Yifeng rested. Very nervous. Oh, it's finally coming, I'm getting impatient waiting. Yifeng removed the hat covering his face. Get up from the recliner. Move your limbs. I hope the enemy who comes this time can be stronger, otherwise it will be too boring. Grunt. Sanda Asama swallowed his saliva. Do you want the enemy to be stronger? The world of you strong men. A mortal like me can't understand it. Not long time. A train sounded its whistle and sprang out of the cave. The great villain of the snow country, Kazuhana Fury, appeared in everyone's sight. Koyuki, long time no see, you seem to be getting pretty. Kazuhana raised the corner of his mouth in anger, looking down at Kazuhana Koyuki with the eyes of a superior. By the way, you should still carry the hexagonal crystal with you. After all, that is the only bond that links our Kazuhana family. Kazuhana said indifferently. So many years, Kazuhana Fury has finally uncovered the secrets of the Snow Country. To unlock the treasures of the Snow Country, you must use the hexagonal crystals inherited from the Kazuhana family. Enough. You messed up courtier and thief, just because you have the face to talk about fetters. You even killed your own brother ruthlessly for the sake of being famous in the Snow Country. You are a wolf-hearted, wolf-like ambition. This old man has never seen such a brazen person. Santao Asama pointed at Kazuhana Fury. Yelled. Even after so many years. Santei Asama still hated him. Oh, so you're not dead yet. But don't worry, I'll take you to see my stupid Onasong soon. Kazuhana gave Santao Asama a disdainful look. If this old thing hadn't run away with Kazuhana Koyuki, he probably would have unlocked the secret of the Snow Country's treasure. Still have to wait until now.